The tourism industry in the Whitsundays had long been noticing a decline in visibility in the water at their important tourist sites. With funding from the Australian Government's Reef Trust Partnership and the Great Barrier Reef Foundation, as well as North Queensland bulk ports, scientific monitoring is now being undertaken by crew members of tourism businesses. James Cook University has trained 20 crew members from Ocean Rafting, Red Cat Adventures, True Blue Sailing Adventures, and Southern Cross Sailing Adventures in water quality monitoring methods. This has meant that these tourism operators have been citizen scientists, taking water samples and changing data loggers every month since February 2020. The tourism community has a vested interest in the long-term health and functionality of the Great Barrier Reef and are well positioned to lead solution-based monitoring, evaluation and communication. The crews have been monitoring 2 sites, one at Tongue Bay and one at Cairn Beach.
Overall, what the results are telling us, it's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. Each of the water quality variables tell us a little bit more about the story. The program's been going for 12 months, so it's only a very, very short time frame in terms of capturing information. We would need data over many, many years to understand really some of those complex processes.
Water quality guidelines define the characteristics for good water quality. It is important to know if conditions are above guidelines because over time, this can have an impact on marine life, such as corals and seagrasses.
So the water quality information we've collected over the last 12 months have shown, particularly for turbidity and the nutrient levels, there are occasions that they are above the water quality guidelines. So that is an important learning from the exercise so far.
The Great Barrier Reef, the tourism industry and the community in the Whitsundays rely on good water quality.
The results are showing some signs that there are times when we're above water quality guidelines and then some times when we're below. So is that expected? That's kind of the importance of undertaking some of these programs to really understand some of these complex processes going on. So the first 12 months is showing us that there's some interesting results emerging, and the focus now is to continue on with the program into the future. I guess for me, one of the most interesting outcomes from the work is really the work done by those operators on the vessels with the paying visitors for their operation, learning a lot from this exercise, I guess. And so we're getting a lot of great feedback that this is really about of closing that gap between what scientists do and do very well in the field, and engaging and building capacity and empowering citizens to also be doing some of this work. And that gap between citizen science and scientists is closing, and this is a great example of that.
It will be important to continue to monitor water quality at these sites so we can keep building our understanding of the conditions in these locations and identify whether they are changing. This citizen science partnership is seeking further funding to ensure the project can continue into the future.
This program has been very much about building capacity and the confidence that the Tourism and Charter Boat Association have to really embrace their own capturing of water quality information to feed into regional report cards. I think that's been a huge success already, and the challenge now really is to keep that going into the future, and if possible expanding that to include more sites, more information, and really engage with far more visitors to that region.